So, Coco, have you heard of alpha schools?
Alfred schools? Um, you talking about a fraternity school? Or is it like, wait, is it a school that trains men on how to be macho man?
Too hot to handle and too cold to hold.
Alpha school, Sigma school? No, actually, it's not. This alpha school is
Mhm.
actually an AI driven school that is introduced to Northern Virginia this year for $65,000 a year. AI 65K.
Hmm.
A man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds. Today's story, never seen, only heard.
So, when you think of AI driven schools, what do you think of?
Um, to be totally honest, I think it could be two things. I think it's a school that will make kids to be less social,
Mm,
more dependent on technology.
mm.
At the same time, you could also look at it as an opportunity for kids to be more technologically advanced. I don't even know if that's possible. So it all depends. Like, well, so the school, what's the purpose of the school?
Yeah, so let me go ahead and give you all a little bit of a breakdown on this Alpha Schools.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alpha School is a network of private K through 8, so that's kindergarten, typically 5 years old, through 8th grade, typically 13 years old, or K through 12, kindergarten through 18 years old. It's a school that uses AI powered adaptive learning models for core academics. So, what does this actually mean? That means less teachers because teachers aren't necessarily the people teaching the information. It's computers and AI that are teaching the information. So the teachers are actually guides. And these guides aren't there to help support your learning necessarily. They're there to help support you for mentoring, for
Mm-hmm.
your mental stability and mental state, emotional and social life skills, and to assist the kids with navigating the AI tools. So the concept of teacher will no longer be attributed to a human.
Mm-hmm.
It will now be attributed to AI. Now, you're probably thinking,
Mm.
this shit's crazy.
It's not just that. Let me, okay, let's break it down. In
Mhm.
a classroom, let's say sixth grade, depending on where you are, that's considered elementary school or middle school.
Okay.
In a class of 30 students, are you telling me there's not going to be a human teacher present in the classroom and it's going to be a robot
From my
present?
understanding, that is correct. It won't be
Okay.
a necessarily
And
a
then,
robot present. Just think of it like everybody's looking at computers, and there's a teacher or two walking around
you
assisting
mean a
you.
robot walking around?
No, an actual human being walking around, but the person walking around isn't there to help you finish your work. The
Mm-hmm.
person's there to help give you a pat on the back, to encourage you to keep it up, to don't be discouraged by how fast or how slow you're learning,
Yeah.
that you'll get it. That's what the person is there for.
Okay. So now, who? Okay, what's the difference between that and homeschooling? Because the reason why kids were so dumb or considered like behind during the pandemic was because they were doing homeschooling and the teacher
Yep.
will push out the materials, but the kids didn't quite understand because there was not a lot of like interactions and you know.
Now, from my reading, I would say there's two main differences.
Okay.
The first difference is when you were during the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
you were still learning from a human being, right?
Okay.
You just had to call in, and everybody, I'm guessing, was there FaceTiming, and you had to be present that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
This completely goes off of that typical, hey, everybody learns at the same pace, learning from the same person,
Yeah.
and makes it personalized. So you could have a kid who's in kindergarten, two kids are in kindergarten, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one kid could be in the same class but learning third grade level stuff
Okay.
only because he, by using the AI-driven tool, was able to learn it faster than the other kid.
Why can't
But-
why can't human teachers do the same?
Because if one kid learns faster than the other kid, typically what happens is the kid who's really, really fast learning still stays in that class. Unless in America, we do, you push kids ahead of grades and stuff like that. But what if the kid's only good at one subject, only excels better in one subject, right? You still have to hold that kid a little bit further back in order to make sure they stay in that grade with everybody else.
You know what I don't understand as you are saying this? Why is it that if you have a kid that is advancing in a subject faster than the peers, why don't you have that kid kind of teach the class? Not teach the class like, without the teacher, but this will work on their public speaking. This will work on their ability to prepare. This will work on their ability to share the knowledge that they know. You understand? These are all the skills that you need in your adult life.
Yeah.
But going back to the AI, I don't see the benefit, because teaching in itself is a lot more than just pushing out information. Hey, Johnny, listen, I know you stayed up last night playing video games because I just spoke to your mom. You understand?
Yeah.
Like little things. Or you could have like a kid, like you're teaching a subject and the kid is like on their phone texting. Is the AI gonna say, walk over there and take that phone away?
Yeah, I took your daughter's phone. Take my daughter's phone because she shouldn't have been on it in my class.
And read the text message which says, I forgot to brush my teeth tonight and my booty smells very bad. And read it out to the class and embarrass the kid, and the kid will know not to use the cell phone during math class anymore. Like, you understand? Like, it is a little bit more. Like, we are forgetting that teaching is a lot more of behavioral management, especially from K through 12. Is a lot more of behavioral management in order to allow the students to absorb the information that you want them to learn.
I mean, that's a great point, but so there is an answer.
I could see this working in college.
Well, no, there's no,
but not when kids are still having behavioral issues. I mean, that's my take on it.
I mean, that is a good point, and they actually answer that. So this schooling is actually broken down into pieces. So let me go over these pieces with you all real quick. So they actually have a 2-hour learning model. So students spend only about 2 hours in the morning on actual academic subjects. Using adaptive AI tools, that's math, reading, science, social studies, right? But they also get a personalized mastery-based learning. So like I said, you learn at your own pace. You identify what you're good at. You're able to excel at things faster than others without being held back, right? And to answer your concern, they're also given afternoon life skills, project, and passion time, really. So this time is for them to, when after the academic core is over, those students will now spend times on things like workshops or doing hands-on projects, exploring personal interests, developing life skills, which is the communication, the leadership, etc. Right? So all of these things are still within the curriculum, right? But they're offloading the math, social studies, science, and reading portions to the computer. So it's not as if you're completely removing all human interaction. Right? You're just letting AI take over.
You are experiencing a car accident.
The hell I am!
I still, you know what?
Now, before you go on, let me give you some of the claimed benefits. So you all can be judged for these benefits. Apparently, according to Alpha Schools, by going this way, students learn twice as fast. AKA, they achieve what others do in half the amount of time and retain that knowledge better. Apparently, high national ranking students in standardized tests, from an average, people who go to these alpha schools score higher on standardized tests. and for their growth, like their academic progress for students, especially those who are ahead, they don't ever have to look back. They can just completely always move forward. So all of this evidence is actually not really recorded. It's not solid, right? Because this alpha school stuff just started.
You just started.
These are all claims, open questions, right? But it's not a bad question. I mean,
finding more ways to not pay teachers. You know what? At this day and age, if I were to advise anyone going into the teaching profession, just focus on creating curriculums. Don't even go the pathway of teaching. Focus on never say I never gave you anything. Focus on creating curriculums, because in this day and age, I guess like we don't need physical teachers in the classrooms because AI is gonna take that over. So now it's more of, can you create a curriculum that is proven to produce students who score high on standardized testing and other areas of the school system that is deemed important.
Yep.
That's really all.
I agree. It will be a curriculum-based thing. I mean, also that might be offloaded to AI as well. But I'll leave you with one last little tidbit for you all to mull over in your brains. This current alpha school in Northern Virginia, in America, is $65,000 a year.
That's a lot of money.
So that's $32,000 essentially a semester, right? It's more than a lot of colleges out here, right? So you can imagine that this is given to the elite, to those who have the money to be able to put their kids through this, even before they even go to college, right? But one of the selling points for alpha schools is equity and access to all. Doesn't sound equitable.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it can give access to everybody. Or just maybe this is just the future.
Yeah.
Pros and cons. You heard from Coco. You heard from me. Now the real question is, what do you all think?
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. Leave us a comment. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace.